There comes a moment in every life when you realize that the cavalry isn't coming. The safety net you were hoping for, it doesn't exist. The backup plan, it's not real. The truth is raw, but it's also liberating. No one's coming to save you. No mentor, no friend, no miracle. It's on you, and once you accept that truth, something incredible happens. You reclaim your power. This isn't a sad realization. This is where your journey begins. The life you dream of isn't going to knock on your door. You've got to go build it, brick by brick, pain by pain, victory by victory. If you're serious about building your own life, the first and most important step is this: own your reality, every part of it. The good, the bad, the brutal. You can't change what you refuse to take responsibility for. The world doesn't owe you an explanation, and life doesn't care about your excuses. Harsh, maybe, but it's the truth. And that truth is what sets you free, because once you stop pointing fingers, once you stop blaming your parents, your ex, your boss, your childhood, or your circumstances, you take back your power. We live in a world that romanticizes victimhood. The louder your pain, the more sympathy you get. And while empathy is important, being stuck in that identity is dangerous. You begin to believe that life is just happening to you instead of realizing that you have the power to make life happen for you. Let me tell you a story. There was a man named Inkai Johnson. He was born in the projects of Atlanta, in a home with 13 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. No money, no safety, no comfort. He fought through every obstacle and made it to college football, one step away from the NFL. But one hit during a game shattered his dream. A tackle left his right arm completely paralyzed. Career gone. Life changed. Did he cry? Sure. Did he scream? Yes. But he didn't sit in that moment forever. He made a decision. I can either be a victim of what happened, or I can be a victor because of what I decide to do next. Today, Inkai Johnson is one of the most powerful motivational speakers in the world. His story isn't about tragedy. It's about ownership. What's holding you back right now? Is it a past mistake, a broken relationship, a failed exam? Whatever it is, it's not the event. It's your mindset after the event that's keeping you stuck. Life will break you if you let it, but if you stand up and say, "This is my life, I'm not waiting for anyone to fix it," that's the moment you become unstoppable. Look at successful people around you. Not the ones born into privilege, the ones who built something from nothing. They didn't do it because they were lucky. They did it because they looked in the mirror and said, "No one's coming to save me, so I'm going to save myself." That's not arrogance. That's extreme accountability. Owning your reality means being honest about your flaws. Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you waste time. Maybe you don't work as hard as you could. That's fine, as long as you admit it. Because once you own the truth, you can fix it, you can grow from it. Now here's where it gets real. The world will try to convince you that your circumstances define you, that where you were born, what school you went to, what trauma you faced, that all of it is who you are. But it's not. You are what you choose to become despite it. You don't need someone to open a door for you. Kick that door down or build your own. You don't need everyone to believe in you. Believe in yourself so damn hard that they don't have a choice but to pay attention. And if they never do, keep going anyway, because this journey you're on isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. This is your life, not your mom's, not your teacher's, not your friends. Yours, so take responsibility for your failures, your mistakes, your choices, and your future. The moment you stop playing the victim is the moment you become the hero of your story. Own your reality. Because no one's coming to save you and the life you want. It's waiting for the real you to show up. Let's clear something up. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when things are easy, when the sun is shining, when the vibe feels good. But when life punches you in the gut, when you're broke, tired, heartbroken, or burnt out, motivation disappears, and that's where most people stop, but not you. If you're serious about building your own life, you've got to build it on discipline, not feelings. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. Discipline says, "I don't care how I feel right now, I show up anyway." You think champions always feel like training at 4 a.m. You think the people building empires feel excited every day. Hell no, but they're disciplined, and discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Let's talk real life for a moment. Jocko Willing, former Navy SEAL commander, wakes up every day at 4:30 a.m. Not because it feels good, but because his mission depends on it. He doesn't need to feel motivated. He's trained his mind to do the work no matter what. That's discipline. That's how you win. Now, let's bring it closer to home. Ever seen someone lose 100 pounds? Not because they followed a trendy diet, but because they decided they were done living below their potential. They built routines, sacrificed comfort, and kept showing up when nobody was watching. That's discipline. Here's the thing. Your brain is always looking for the easy way out. It will whisper, take a break, skip this one time, you deserve to relax. But discipline is your shield against those whispers. Discipline says, I don't negotiate with weakness. You want to build your dream body, you better love the process more than the progress. You want to build a career that matters, show up when you're uninspired. You want to change your life, then understand this. Consistency beats intensity every single time. You don't need to go all out once a week. You need to go steady every day. People quit because they wait to feel like it. But successful people, they've stopped waiting, they've made it non-negotiable. You brush your teeth every day without motivation, right? Why? Because it's a habit. That's exactly how your work, your goals, and your grind should be. Automatic, relentless. Build your routine around your goals, not your feelings. If your goal is to study, then set a time, lock the door, turn off your phone, and go every day. If your goal is to work out, then pick a time and don't break that appointment with yourself, no matter what. You'd show up for a friend, right? Then show up for yourself. And here's a pro tip. Track it. Write it down. Celebrate your discipline, not your motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline compounds. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you feel like doing. It's about who you want to become, the version of you that builds your own life. That version doesn't wait for motivation. That version shows up on the days that suck the most. So make a choice today. Don't just be motivated, be disciplined. Let me ask you something real. What are you waiting for? For someone to believe in you? For someone to validate your dream? For someone to give you the green light? Stop. You don't need permission to become great. You weren't born to be approved. You were born to be unleashed. Too many people die with their dreams still inside them because they were waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right support. But life doesn't wait. Time moves with or without you. Here's the truth. No one is coming to tell you that you're ready. No one is coming to pat you on the back and say, hey, you've got potential. Go chase it. If you want it, you've got to take it. Let me hit you with a real example. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, had no experience in business. She was selling fax machines door to door, but she had an idea. She didn't wait for investors. She didn't wait for someone to say, you're good enough. She took her $5,000 in savings and built $1 billion company, all because she didn't wait for permission. You've got that same power, you just forgot. School trained you to raise your hand, to wait, to ask, but the real world doesn't care about that. You want to start a business, start with what you have. You want to build a brand, start with your phone and your voice. Don't wait for a mentor to choose you. Be so good they can't ignore you. You see a lot of people living the life you want. You think they're lucky. Nah, man, they're bold. They didn't wait for someone to tell them they were ready. They chose themselves. Look, rejection is going to come either way. But wouldn't you rather get rejected chasing your purpose than accepted living a lie? Stop holding back because you're scared to be seen trying. Trying is courage. Failing is growth, hiding is death. You know what's more painful than failure? Regret. One day you'll be older, your hair will gray, your energy will fade, and you'll look back, not at the mistakes you made, but at the chances you didn't take, the risks you didn't jump at, the dreams you buried alive. So here's your wake-up call. Don't wait for your parents to believe in you. Don't wait for your friends to hype you up. Don't wait for a sign from the universe. Be the sign. Say it out loud. I give myself permission to go all in. This is your life. This is your time. You don't get another one. You don't get to rewind. Start now. Start messy. Start scared. Just start. Because no one's coming to save you. So give yourself permission and build your own damn life. Let me tell you something that separates the successful from the stuck. The winners from the wishers. Work ethic. It's not talent. It's not looks. It's not luck. It's grit. It's waking up every day with a chip on your shoulder, ready to outwork everyone, and I mean everyone. Most people want the results but aren't willing to bleed for the process. They talk about dreams but sleep in late. They want success but treat hard work like a burden. But if you want to build your own life, if you want to rise from the ashes of where you are and step into the power of who you can become, you need to develop a work ethic so intense it makes average people uncomfortable. Let's break it down. Your dream doesn't care how tired you are. Your future doesn't care how hard your past was. The life you want, it's waiting on the other side of your effort. Take Kobe Bryant. The man was already at the top of the NBA, but he still hit the gym at 4 a.m. He once told a young athlete, "While you're sleeping, I'm working. While you're eating, I'm working. While you're relaxing, I'm working." That's why he wasn't just a player. He was a legend. Success leaves clues. And the biggest one, work harder than anyone else. But here's the catch. You won't always see results right away. It might take weeks, months, even years. That's why most people give up. They want fast wins. You need to be different. You need to fall in love with the grind, with the early mornings and the late nights, with doing the work no one sees. I'll tell you a secret. The real work happens in silence. No claps, no cameras, no trophies, just you and the grind. The question is, can you show up when nobody's clapping? Building your own life means doing the work day after day. No shortcuts, no easy way out. Just effort, consistent, disciplined, deliberate effort. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you grind for. And when you finally make it, when people ask you how you did it, you'll smile. Because they'll never understand the pain, the sweat, the tears you buried into every single step of the journey. So from today forward, outwork them, outlast them, outfight them, be the hardest worker in the room, even if the only room you're in is the one in your head. Excuses are the chains that keep your potential locked away. Every time you say, "I can't because," you're handing your power over to something outside yourself. Listen closely. Successful people don't make excuses, they make adjustments. Excuses are easy, they feel good, they let you off the hook, but they never build anything. No championship, no business, no legacy was ever created by someone who blamed traffic or their past or how tired they felt. You say you're too busy, wake up earlier. You say you don't have resources, start with what you've got. You say your childhood was tough, so was theirs. Look at David Goggins, abused as a child, bullied, learning disabled. Today, he's an elite ultramarathon runner, Navy SEAL, and mental toughness icon, not because life was easy, but because he refused to make excuses. Excuses are lies disguised as reasons, and the biggest lie of all, that you need everything to be perfect before you start. You don't. You just need to take radical ownership of your life, 100%, not 98, not 99, full responsibility. No matter what happens, say, "I own this and I'll make it better." That's not weakness. That's power, power to change, to grow, to rebuild. When you blame others, you stay stuck. But when you own your life, you become unstoppable. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be accountable. Accountability doesn't mean you never fall, it means you never blame when you do. This isn't about guilt, it's about growth. Start replacing "I can't" with "how can I?" Replace "I don't have time" with "I didn't make time." Replace "it's not fair" with "I'll find a way anyway." No one's coming to rescue you. You are your only hero, and the moment you eliminate excuses, you free yourself to become one. Pain is inevitable. Suffering, that's optional. And if you've lived even a little, you've been through something. A heartbreak, a betrayal, a failure, a loss. You've been knocked down, but here's what most people miss. The pain isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your rise. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. Pain is a signal. It tells you something needs to change, but it's also an opportunity, a spark. When used right, pain becomes fuel. the fuel that drives you to never go back, the fire that burns the bridge between you and your excuses. Let me give you a real one. Eric Thomas, one of the world's top motivational speakers, was homeless, eating out of trash cans, failing in school. His father abandoned him, his mom struggled, his life was pain. But he made a choice. I can cry about my past, or I can grind for my future. Today, he's a multimillionaire, a global force, changing lives every day. Why? Because he turned pain into power. You've got pain. Good, now use it. Use the rejection to fuel your work ethic. Use the failure to sharpen your focus. Use the heartbreak to toughen your spirit. Don't run from pain, run toward it. Face it head on. Let it break you open so something stronger can be built in its place. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who've been through the most. Not because the pain went away, but because they transformed it. Pain is pressure, and pressure, it doesn't just destroy, it creates diamonds. So next time life hits you, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Then take that lesson and turn it into a weapon. Because in the end, it's not the pain that defines you. It's what you do with it. Let your pain shape your purpose. Let it remind you, you are still here, still standing, still fighting. No one's coming to save you. But your pain, that might just be the thing that saves you, if you use it right. Let's get something straight. Opportunity isn't given, it's created. We live in a world where too many people are waiting to be noticed, waiting to be picked, waiting to be chosen, like they're in some invisible line, hoping someone will tap them on the shoulder and say, it's your turn. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get chosen, you choose yourself. The world is not sitting around looking for ways to make your dream come true. That's not pessimism, that's power. Because once you realize you are your own opportunity, you stop waiting and you start building. Look at the creators, entrepreneurs, artists, and athletes you admire. Most of them weren't given a golden ticket. They made something from nothing. They knocked on doors, and when none opened, they kicked them down or built new ones. Let's talk about Issa Rae. She started making awkward comedy videos on YouTube with no budget, no studio, no permission. Just her laptop, her voice, and her hustle. Fast forward, she's now a multi-award-winning writer, actress, and producer. Why? Because she didn't wait for Hollywood to find her. She found herself. That's what building your own life looks like. You've got a talent. Use it. Even if no one's clapping. You've got a message. Speak it, even if no one's listening yet. You've got a dream. Chase it, even if no one else believes it. You don't need the perfect job to gain experience. You can create your own project. You don't need a label to make music. You can publish your own track. You don't need a business loan to start a hustle. You can flip $100 into 1,000 if your mind is right. The internet is a weapon. Your phone is a tool. Your time is currency. You have more opportunity at your fingertips than any generation before you. But most people waste it scrolling and wishing. Don't be most people. Stop waiting to be invited to the table. Build your own damn table. And if you can't, sit on the ground and start creating something so undeniable that they can't ignore you anymore. Opportunities don't fall from the sky. They're built from effort, sweat, and self-belief. Nobody's coming to hand it to you, but guess what? You don't need them to. You've got everything you need to get started right now. So stop knocking, start building. Here's the final piece of this puzzle. The mindset that will carry you long after the applause ends and the goals are achieved. Never stop evolving, because the moment you think you've made it, you're done. Life is not about arriving, it's about becoming constantly, relentlessly. The greatest people in any field don't rest, they rise. Every single day, they find new ways to stretch, to break limits, to learn, to grow. They don't fear discomfort, they seek it, because discomfort is where transformation lives. Growth isn't sexy, it's not glamorous, it's hard conversations, quiet work, failed attempts, and honest reflection. It's admitting, I'm not who I used to be, but I'm not who I need to be either, so I'm going to keep climbing. Think about Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, the man never stops moving. After creating PayPal, he could have retired. But he didn't. He jumped into electric cars, rockets, neural tech. Why? Because the game wasn't about money. It was about evolution, becoming more, learning more, creating more. That same mindset is available to you. You're not stuck, you're not too old, it's not too late. If you're still breathing, you can still build, but growth doesn't happen by accident. It's a choice, a daily battle between who you are and who you're meant to be. Start small, read every day, even if it's just a page. Practice your craft when no one's watching. Ask for feedback, not flattery. Cut toxic habits and people. Learn something new every week, and most importantly, stay humble. The ego is the enemy of growth. The moment you think you've figured it all out, life will humble you. Stay a student. People will try to put you in a box. They'll say, that's who you are. Break the box. Grow so much that even you can't recognize the old version of yourself. You were born with the ability to adapt, to change, to evolve. Don't waste that gift. You can be disciplined. You can be strong. You can be driven, but without growth, you'll stay in the same place with different years. Never stop learning. Never stop pushing. Never stop becoming, because at the end of this life, you don't want to say, I stayed safe. You want to say, I became everything I was meant to be. So let's bring it home. No one's coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not luck, not fate. But you don't need them to, because you have the power to save yourself, to build, to rise, to lead, to become the strongest, most powerful, most fulfilled version of you. Own your life. Own your grind, own your story, and when the world asks, how did you do it? You'll say, I didn't wait for anyone. I built my own life.